Prior to the pandemic, churches was operating in a brick and mortar fashion where people go to the church and they interact with the pastor and the choir and the people in the congregation. Now there's a new normal. People are coming back to the church. And as they're coming back to the church, there has to be a way to both capture the brick and mortar presence, people in the church, as well as the virtual presence, where that virtual presence is interactive. During the pandemic, I had a client who mentioned that he was doing maybe a small church in rural North Carolina, had about maybe 5 or 10 people coming out for Bible study on a weekly basis. But during the pandemic, that grew from 30 to 40. And then on Sunday mornings, he was doing maybe about 50 people or families within the church coming to church on Sunday morning. But during the pandemic, that increased to about 70 to 80 households. There's a group of people who will always want to be in a virtual mode, hence the virtual church. The virtual church is designed to allow for people to have interaction with the members and the pastor in a live session. When we started with some of our clients during the pandemic, allowing for them to use Zoom as an application, we put in the hardware, the software, and the access to internet so that that stream can be solid. They got to the point where people doing the virtual church, when the pastor's preaching, that people would unmute themselves to say amen, and then to mute themselves back. There's a learning curve in designing a virtual church. That's where we come into place. We know the hardware, the software, the internet access that's required, and all the components to make sure that the virtual church experience is just as good or just as mimics the real life church experience. That's our expertise and our forte. Call us if you're interested in allowing us to help your church to develop a virtual church platform. Call us. We'd be glad to talk with you about it.